In this video, we are going to understand three types of accounts. The categorization as it is in traditional accounting. As we have understood in the lecture that an account is basically a summary of a person or a thing. For accounting is specific, it can be a summary of an expense, an income, an asset, and liability, anything. So what happens normally is that if I say I want to understand sales, then I might have done so many sales in one day or 1 year. It is very difficult to understand if I have only one thing, total amount of sale. So what we do is that we maintain accounts wherein you write day to day sales that is there. So in traditional accounting, the accounts are divided in three parts. One is known as the first one is the personal accounts. The other one is known as real accounts, and the last categorization is nominal accounts. Now, what is a personal account? Personal account is a summary that relates to a person. That person can be a natural person, that means a living person like say Ram, Sham, okay, where he can be a creditor, he can be a debtor to you. So a natural person is a living person, is classified as a personal account. It can also be an artificial person. Now, what is an artificial person? So any company, a partnership firm, a AOP, a body of individuals, a society, all these things which are taken by law as entities are known as artificial persons. So it can have that. I can have, I have borrowed money from, or say, I have given goods to on credit to a company. Now that company per se will become my debtor, and it's basically it's classified as a personal account. So, and natural person can be a personal account, artificial person can be a personal account. We can also have representative persons. Now, what does it mean? So, if I say, salaries payable, so there are 100 people whom salaries have to be paid. They have still not been paid. So, when I club them, I am trying to make them known as one name, salaries payable. So salaries payable account is a representative person of so many other people. So this is something what we know as personal account. It relates to person. That person can be either natural person, it can be an artificial person, or a representative person. Then other type of accounts are known as real accounts. Now real accounts are very simple to be identified. They relate to an asset or a property. It can be tangible or intangible. That means land, building, flats, car, motorcycle. All these things will come as a asset, and they are tangible assets. However, when I say patents, copyright, trademarks, know-how, all these things will be assets, intangible assets, where you cannot touch and feel them. So the examples of real account are cash, inventory, land and building, patents, copyright, trademarks, ships, cars, whatever you can think of. All these things will be classified as a real account. The last type of account is known as nominal accounts. Nominal accounts relate to expenses, losses, incomes, and gains. So any expense that you make, like a salary paid, or electricity bill paid, or water bill paid, all these things are a part of your nominal account. Any income that you get, commission received, interest received, all things will form a part of your nominal accounts. So again, in traditional accounting, accounts are divided in three parts: personal account relating to person, natural, artificial, or representative person. Real accounts relates to assets and properties. They can be either tangible or intangible. And nominal accounts relates to expenses or losses or incomes and gains. So these are the types of accounts. Now in traditional accounting, we have rules for this type of accounts. Every account has a different rule. So let us understand that. So the rule for personal account is you will debit the receiver or receiver of benefit, and you will credit the giver of benefit. So over here, whenever I'll say that I have classified an account as a personal account, the rule I'm going to use for debit or credit would be debit the receiver of benefit and credit the giver of benefit. If I have identified the account as a real account, then the rules for debit and credit will be debit what comes in, credit what goes out. As simple as that. And then we also have nominal accounts. So if I have classified an expense or income as a nominal account, the rule for debit and credit would be debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. It's very simple. You are going to first understand that whether the thing is an event or a transaction. If it's an event, just forget it. If it's a transaction, you have to record it. Secondly, you have to find out what all accounts are getting impacted in the transaction. Then, as you know, if you are finding there are two accounts that are impacted, you have to classify it. Okay, whether the account is a personal account, real account, or nominal account. After you have classified it into three parts, then you are going to apply the specific respective rules to that account. So again, personal accounts, what is the rule? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Real account, what is the rule? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. And nominal account, what is the rule? Debit all expenses or losses, credit all incomes and gains. Now there's one typical thing over here which I like to explain. Purchase account, sales account, purchase return, sales return. There are two different views that are there in vogue. The old traditional view is that we had only goods account once upon a time, and they were divided into sales and purchase, and then it had sub accounts like sales return, purchase return. So when you say goods account, it relates to goods which are typically assets, or so it was considered to be a real account. So when I say I have purchased goods, I'll say goods are real account, and as per the rule, debit what comes in, I'll say debit purchase. If you have sales where goods have gone out, so I'll use the concept of real account. I'll say what? Let's say goods are going out, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So credit the goods and credit sales account. This is one thing that people believe. The other part is that there are some people who believe to be nominal account. They will say that in sales is an income, so credit the income. Purchase is an expense, so debit all expenses and losses. So they will consider sales and purchase a nominal account, and similarly they'll be classifying it into nominal account. I'll say debit all expenses, debit all income and gains. Now, what is right, what is wrong? We need not go into that thing, because whatever you consider to be, whether a real account or nominal account, the answer remains same. So if I say it is purchase, in real account, purchase may the goods come in, so I'll say debit what comes in. In nominal account, purchase would be an expense, so I'll say debit. But it becomes debit, it remains debit, purchase remains debit. Secondly, if I say it's sales, so if I consider to be real account, goods go out. So I'll say credit what goes out. And if I consider it as a nominal account, I'll say it's an income, so I'll say credit or incomes and gains. So whatever is the case, debit remains debit, credit remains credit. So this is all for this video, and we'll learn more in our class. Thank you so much.